Welcome back. Happy Tuesday. So the topic this week is the provocative, spicy topic of expectations. We spoke of it yesterday and how some people counsel us to avoid expectations. So today we're going to throw in astronomical principles along with Shakespeare. How do you like those apples? And we'll get it all done in under 6 minutes because that's my duty. So in Romeo and Juliet, while Romeo is plaintively wailing up to Juliet up on the balcony, she says back down to Romeo, "Swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon." Well, Shakespeare was an enlightened soul. Anybody who wrote what he wrote with such astronomical, in absolutely unlimited human knowledge, he obviously was an enlightened soul. So Juliet tells Romeo not to swear by the moon, the inconstant moon. There's a crescent moon coming up tonight. You'll see it, or going down, I guess you might say. But the moon is inconstant, isn't it? It waxes, it wanes, it's gone, it's full, it comes and it goes. And so Juliet counsels Romeo not to swear on it because it's not constant. It'll come and go. It's subject to the vagaries and the vicissitudes of the seasons. Unfortunately, they both swear on the moon, and that's why they come to a bad end. So Shakespeare puts the warning in the play, and they don't follow it, and then they come to a bad end, because they depended upon something inconstant, their human emotion and the emotions of others. But don't we do the same thing? So if we don't swear to the moon, what do we swear to? Well, it obviously brings up the idea of swearing to the sun. But the sun goes up and down too, doesn't it? It's always going up and down, but the truth of it is the sun doesn't go up and down. It stays where it is. It's really the earth that revolves around it, or revolves on its axis and then goes around the sun. So we think that even the sun is inconstant. Why am I saying all this in regards to expectations? There is a reason. The reason is, if we're placing our expectations on worldly things that have their various phases, their various seasons, then inevitably disappointment will come. And perhaps this is why some well-minded spiritual people counsel us to not put our expectation, or to even have expectations in the first place. I believe this has a good motive, but is fundamentally inaccurate. The principle behind it is inaccurate. When our dependency and reliance and expectations are placed on external things, of course they will wax and wane, they will ebb and flow, they will come in and they will go out, and inevitably we will be disappointed. Sometimes things will work, sometimes they won't. But what is it that we can depend upon that's never going up or down, waxing or waning, going in or out, or ebbing and flowing? Well, that's a good question. The sun in this astronomical example is always up. Now, we turn away from it, but that's not the sun's fault. It's what we do. We turn away from the sun. And of course, as human beings, as organic mortal organisms, we are spinning around. Sometimes we face the sun, sometimes we turn away from it. This is why expectations are dangerous if we've trained ourselves to pin our hopes on external things. We don't have to do that. As adults, we know that when the sun goes down, it hasn't really gone down. The earth has just turned its face away from it. We know that the sun is right there and that it'll come back up. How does this apply with our expectations? Faith, of course. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. It's the evidence of things not seen. So it's absolutely legitimate, and in my opinion, absolutely necessary to keep a positive, consistent, smooth, regular sense of expectancy of great good coming into our life, because even in the seasons of life where things seem to wax and wane, ebb and flow, we know that the sun is right there. It's only a matter of time and space before it turns back around. So we can learn a lot from Shakespeare when he counsels, swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon. We know what happens. Romeo and Juliet came to a bad end. They pinned their hopes on each other and their own human emotions and on the reactions of those around him, and they came to a bad end. We don't have to do that. We can pin our hopes on that which never fades, never degrades, and never wears out, the thing that is always there. Of course, in our human experience, there will be seasons where that seems to disappear, but only a child thinks that when the sun goes down, that it's gone forever. There's no object permanency yet. The object permanency that we seek for in spirituality is actually subject permanency. It's that continuous sense of an internal goodness that's a fountain that never ever runs out. Find that in your meditation, seek it through thick and thin, and then you'll have the pearl of great price. We'll continue with expectations, and I expect it'll only get better all week long. Have a great day, everybody.